On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Underutilized.
Not used as much as is possible or necessary.
Examples:
Underutilized resources. Underutilized space. The factory has been underutilized for years and requires renovation.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
Medicinal chemistry. Traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Agon.
A contest or competition, typically one in which participants exert themselves physically or mentally to achieve victory or surpass others.
Examples:
Emotional agon. An agon of creativity. The weightlifting competition brought together athletes from different countries for an international agon.
Crux.
The most important or fundamental part of a matter or situation, the key point or central issue.
Examples:
Main crux. The crux of the argument. The crux of the matter was that the company was not financially stable.
Dentistry.
The branch of medicine that is concerned with the study, diagnosis, prevention, and treatment of diseases, disorders, and conditions of the oral cavity and associated structures, including teeth, gums, and jaws, the profession or practice of a dentist.
Examples:
Cosmetic dentistry. Pediatric dentistry. I have an appointment at the dentistry clinic for a checkup and cleaning.
Mundane.
Very ordinary and therefore lacking interest or excitement.
Examples:
Mundane affairs. Mundane objects. After returning from the war, he had a pretty mundane life.
Backwater.
A stagnant or isolated area, typically referring to a place that is behind in terms of progress, development, or modernization, a remote or secluded region that is not easily accessible or influenced by mainstream society.
Examples:
Rural backwater. Forgotten backwater. Despite its natural beauty, the town remained a touristic backwater for many years.
Floss.
A thin thread or cord used to clean the spaces between the teeth.
Examples:
Candy floss. Dental floss. Be sure to use a clean section of floss for each tooth to avoid spreading bacteria.
Denture.
A removable set of artificial teeth made from materials such as acrylic resin or porcelain used to replace missing teeth and restore oral function and appearance.
Examples:
Partial denture. Denture cleaning solution. My grandfather wears a full set of dentures.
Pus.
A thick, yellowish-white fluid that is produced in infected tissue as a result of inflammation or infection, consisting of dead white blood cells, bacteria, and tissue debris.
Examples:
Infected pus. Yellow pus. The doctor had to drain the pus from the patient's infected wound.
Ooze.
To flow or seep out slowly, often in a thick, viscous manner, to exude or emit slowly and steadily.
Examples:
Ooze from the speakers. Ooze with confidence. The wound on his leg continued to ooze blood even after he applied pressure.
Cob.
A type of bread made from cornmeal, traditionally associated with Native American cuisine, the central hub or axis of a wheel or turbine, a small, delicately built horse, typically used for riding or light work.
Examples:
Cob construction. Cob loaf. The chef boiled the corn cob in water before roasting it on the grill.
Mushy.
Soft and pulpy in texture or consistency, often describing food, emotionally sentimental or overly romantic in a way that can be seen as insincere or sickly sweet.
Examples:
Mushy romance. Mushy peas. The cake was mushy because I accidentally added too much milk to the batter.
Upshot.
The outcome or consequence of something, especially a complex or lengthy process or event, the result or conclusion that is reached.
Examples:
In the upshot. The upshot of the research. The upshot of the meeting was that the project would be delayed by a few months.
Fallow.
Describing land that is unplanted or uncultivated, describing a period of rest or inactivity, particularly about land being left to rest.
Examples:
Fallow period. Fallow ground. The fallow field was left unplanted to allow the soil to regain nutrients.
Empower.
To give someone the power or authority to do something.
Examples:
Empower my life. Empower the secretary to do the same. The company empowered employees to buy low-price items without approval to achieve efficient purchasing.
Spool.
A cylindrical device with a flange at one or both ends, containing a hollow center and used to wind or store wire, thread, tape, film, or other flexible materials.
Examples:
Spool pin. Spool of tape. I need a new spool of thread for my sewing machine.
Situ.
Short for situated, meaning located or placed in a particular position or circumstance.
Examples:
Ex situ conservation, in situ control. Melanoma in situ is considered the earliest stage of melanoma and has a high cure rate with appropriate treatment.
Inundate.
To flood or overwhelm with an excessive amount of something.
Examples:
Inundate swaths of farmland. Inundate his entire body. The heavy rain inundated the low-lying areas and caused flooding.
Trade-off.
A balance achieved between two desirable but incompatible features, an exchange that occurs as a compromise.
Examples:
Trade-off problem. Environmental trade-off. There was a trade-off between speed and accuracy in the task.
Repercussion.
An effect or consequence of something, especially an unwelcome one, of an event or action.
Examples:
The repercussion of an action. Cultural repercussion. The decision had far-reaching repercussions and affected many people.
Nifty.
Attractive and stylish, clever and ingenious, neat and handy.
Examples:
Nifty gadget. Nifty idea. The car has a nifty feature that alerts you when you're about to veer off the road.
Spoofing.
An act of deceiving or tricking someone by pretending to be someone or something else. Of technology and cybersecurity, the practice of masquerading as another entity or person, often to gain unauthorized access or deceive others.
Examples:
Email spoofing. Caller ID spoofing. The cybersecurity team detected a spoofing attack, where attackers disguised themselves as legitimate users.
Cynical.
Believing that people are motivated by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or integrity.
Examples:
Cynical remarks. Cynical worldview. He was very cynical and didn't believe anything anyone said unless he saw evidence for himself.
Bankrupt.
Unable to pay one's debts, having been reduced to a state of financial ruin, lacking in something essential or fundamental.
Examples:
Bankrupt business. Financially bankrupt. Unfortunately, the company went bankrupt and had to close its doors permanently.
Crunch.
A loud, crackling noise made by something being crushed or broken, a difficult or critical situation.
Examples:
Financial crunch. A gas crunch. The crunch of the leaves underfoot was heard as they walked through the park.
Forbid.
To order somebody not to do something, especially officially, to keep something from happening or arising.
Examples:
Forbid smoking in public areas. Forbid the use of chemical weapons. God forbid you should regret your marriage.
Unpack.
To open and remove stored items from a container or package. To analyze or examine something in detail, often to clarify or understand it better.
Examples:
Unpack a crate. Unpack a concept. I need to unpack my suitcase and put my clothes away.
Latent.
Existing but not yet expressed, active, or visible, hidden or dormant.
Examples:
Latent desire. Latent threat. Many people have latent talents they are not aware of.
Wade.
To walk through water that is not deep enough to swim in, to struggle or proceed slowly and laboriously through something, such as a difficult situation or a crowd of people.
Examples:
Wade down a street. Wade through paperwork. I had to wade through the knee-deep water to get to the other side of the river.
Inflame.
To cause very strong feelings such as anger or excitement in a person or a group of people.
Examples:
Inflame skin. Inflame his passion. Her eyes inflamed with crying.